Hey there, welcome guys to the Alo Yoga flagship store in Los Angeles. My name is Andrea Bogart and I'm going to take you through a 60-minute prenatal flow. I want to make sure that you guys understand this is perfectly safe for all trimesters of your pregnancy, but make sure that you consult with your doctor first. Check in, let them know you're going to be practicing some yoga, and make sure that that's cleared. The most important thing about this practice, no matter what trimester you're in, is to stay connected to that safe and mindful practice. So if something doesn't feel good or you need a break, hit pause and just jump back in whenever you guys are feeling ready. Really be mindful about that connection. And don't forget, subscribe to the Alo Yoga YouTube channel. We have lots of great videos in store for you guys, some more prenatal fun by me, and we look forward to your likes, your comments, and anything that you want to give back as feedback. Let's get started. So for this 60-minute prenatal flow, we're going to have you come down to a seated position. And again, keep all of your props really handy. We're going to be utilizing the blocks quite a lot. So come into a seated cross-legged position. Close down your eyes. Take the first few minutes here to just settle in, get grounded. Bring yourself into this very present moment. And start finding that mind-body-spirit connection. If you want to place your hands on your belly to really sort of bring your baby into the practice, I always encourage that. And just start with a few rounds of breath. Fill the breath all the way up to your lungs as you breathe deeply in through your nose. Big exhale out through the mouth. And one more just like that. And then if it feels okay, you'll start to connect with your Ujjayi breath, gently pressing your lips together, maintaining that rich texture at the back edge of your throat, and now breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And just keep in mind, as we start to move into this practice and we create a bit of a flow, it might feel better to release your exhales through your mouth. Perfectly understood. No matter which trimester you're in, really listen to yourself mindfully throughout this practice. Take breaks as needed and modify as needed. One more breath here. Maybe bring an intention into your practice for you and your baby. And then gently blink the eyes open. Inhale, sweep the arms up, energize through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to your heart center. One more inhale, reach tall. And exhale, hands pressed to your heart. Let your right hand come down by your side. Left arm sweeps up and over, expanding through your rib cage and your side body. Your palm can go flat. You can come all the way down to your elbow. Lots of variations right here. Just creating the space that feels right in your body. You want to just roll that heart open. Maybe take your gaze towards the sky. And keep both sit bones anchoring towards the floor. One more breath. And exhale, bring both arms up. Big breath in. And exhale, reverse. You can start on the fingertips. Feel the right sit bone anchored down. Shoulders spaced away from the ears. Maybe down to that forearm if that feels okay. Or staying up onto your palms, whatever feels good. Nice. Inhale, deep-rooted exhales. Bring both arms back up. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to fan the hands out wide. Walk your fingertips around behind you. Feel them work as closely together as they can. Roll the shoulders back. Continue to lengthen through your spine. Open up through the chest and the heart. Maybe gaze drifts up. Just breathing into our bodies, finding that connection before we really start to move. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, right hand down on top of the left knee. Left hand swings around for a little twist. And if you want to add an arm motion here, you can circle that left arm up and windmill it back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Reverse into the other side. Left hand on top of the right knee. Open up through the chest. Inhale, circle the arm. And exhale, just creating space and opening. One more breath. Right back through center, hands on top of the knees. Roll that heart forward, little hinge with the pelvis, and then start to shift to the right and take a big smooth circle all the way around. You can feel this all the way through your shoulders, through your rib cage and your torso. And oddly enough, or not oddly enough, it creates a little bit of a rockabye motion for your baby in your belly. Right back up through center. Good. Bring your hands into your heart. And then we're going to place the hands down, windmill yourself over onto your all fours position. And right away, we're going to just separate the knees wide apart. Drop the sit bones back onto the heels for child's pose. If you want to make enough space for your belly, the knees might go a little wider. The arms reach forward. You might relax the chest all the way down and then drop the forehead down, creating some length through that spine. Should feel really nice. Should it feel like it's too much, come up to your forearms, or again, maybe grab onto your block and place that underneath your forehead for support. A few breaths right here, and I want you to remind yourself that child's pose is considered a resting posture. If at any point throughout this flow we move into something that you start to feel fatigued by, or you just simply need a break, you're welcome to drop into child's pose at any point. And just flow back in whenever you're ready. Gently bring your head back up, press yourself back up to all fours. We're going to stack the shoulders and the wrists and the hips and the knees. Taking a little wrist stretch here, we're going to flip our right palm over. That may or may not be really comfortable, so again, stay heavy into your left hand, put a little pressure into it, and take a wrist stretch. Flip that back over, reverse. Left hand flips, a little lean back into it, can stretch through the wrist. We forget sometimes how much our wrists and our ankles do for us, and they need some stretching too. Come right back through all fours, shoulders right on top of the wrist. We're gonna round first into a full cat position, arching that spine, really pressing it up towards the ceiling. Really feel the press through your palms, the head's heavy. Let your inhale trigger yourself into a neutral or an arched spine. And again, depending on how far along you are in your pregnancy, you want to modify how much you arch your back. Exhale fully round. And inhale again. Into that cow position, think of the tailbone and the chest drawing up. Fully exhale it out, chin to chest, draw that navel up and in. Come back through a neutral spine. We're going to take a smooth hip circle around. So shift the hips forward, stick your right glute way out in a big smooth circle around. And if the circle for any reason doesn't seem like that feels well, you can just give a little swagger in your hips side to side. Like so, just a little shift side to side. Really feels good through the glutes and the outer hips. And now working our way into our first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Feel the sit bones glide up towards the ceiling as you lift and press back. If you feel really tight through your hamstrings, just get a little soft bend into the knees. You can take the feet out wider too if that feels better for your tummy. Feel equal pressure through your palms. Give your head a little gentle shake side to side. All the while, we'll maintain that fluid, rich quality of your breath, moving in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth, whatever feels good. We're going to lift the heels up nice and high. Bend your right knee, extend your left heel back, sink into that. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, left knee bends, right heel sinks. One more time, each side. Inhale, heels high. Bend the right knee as we exhale and sink. Inhale, heels high. Bend the left knee and right heel sinks. We're going to inhale, both heels back up high. Roll through the heels. Drop down to all fours. Come back onto the knees. Gorgeous. We're going to extend that left leg straight back behind us. You're going to take the left toes and gently cross them behind the right foot. I feel my block there. Take a little peek down your right shoulder. And again, you should feel this all down your left side body. Breathe into that. Be sure not to collapse through the shoulders here. You want to stay strong, pressing through the shoulders and the arms. Take your left foot, gently slide it down behind you. Option here, if you need a little more stability for this side arm balance, you can use your right toes as a little kickstand. You can shuffle it out to the side, bring that left hand up to your left hip, and then maybe left arm up to the sky. If that kickstand isn't necessary, you're welcome to just flatten the foot back out, keeping that nice alignment. Breathe into this, expanding through the chest. Feel your belly draw in towards your spine, and then maybe start to glide your left heel up. For those of you who this feels pretty safe and secure and you want to intensify, you're going to start to curl your left heel in towards your sit bone. Left arm reaches back to find the top of that foot. Keep that kicking sensation happening through the foot and the hand. Open up through the chest here. One more full breath in. Release that. Extend the left arm up. Beautiful. Both hands are going to come down to the floor and right into our hunting dog posture. Your left leg will stay lifted. If this is enough, stay here. If your option is to rise your right arm up, that option is there for you. Breathe into this. We want to really feel the floor press away again. So there's some buoyancy, and there's all kinds of space happening through that heel. Hips are square all the way through the right fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, we're just going to tap everything down to the floor and squeeze it right back up. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, squeeze it up. And exhale. Bring everything back to all fours. We'll extend the right leg straight back. You're going to take your right toes and shift it behind the left knee. Take a peek down your left shoulder as you feel that space through your right rib cage, all the way into that hip. Breathe in here, really staying deeply connected to your inhales and your exhales. Take your right foot, shift it back, and now spin that heel down again. Whatever variation you take, maybe the hand stays at the hip, foot can stay down the entire time, or right arm reaches up. And again, if you need that little kickstand, it's there for you. And then shift in that weight to the front hand, and right leg will rise up. Breathe into this. Just feeling expansive in all points of your body. Notice if there's something that doesn't feel like it's participating, and see if you can bring it on board. Invite it to the team. Another deep breath in. If you want to add that intensity on, you can hook that heel in towards your sit bone, reach back for the top of the foot, flex the toes, give that a little bit of a kick so you feel the glute really engaged. Big breath in here. And exhale it out. Release that back to find extension. Right hand rotates to the floor. We square out through the hips. And then option again to stay here or full hunting dog expression. Left arm will rise up. So we might already feel like you're building a little bit of heat, and that's great. If it feels like it's too much, pause the video, take a break, modify, really take care of yourself. Tap the arm and the foot down and squeeze up. Tap it down and squeeze up. Last one, tap it down and squeeze up. Everything comes back to all fours. Beautiful. Let's take a little swagger in our hips here, side to side, just with a sway. And then right back into neutral. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths right here to just re-ground yourself. Let downward facing dog feel like your home base. If it gets to be too intense through the neck or shoulders, you can always drop down to your knees. One more breath here. Beautiful. Inhale forward to our plank position. We're going to really fire up through our core. If you're much further along in your pregnancy and it just feels too heavy to have your baby kind of hanging here, modify and drop down to your knees. We got 3 more breaths right here. We're going to take a little baby bend, so it's a modified chaturanga. Hug your elbows in towards your rib cage. We want to keep those triceps nice and strong and beautiful while we're pregnant. So lower halfway, not quite halfway. Think of it as a baby. Press back up. We got 3 more of those. Lower and press back up. and lower, and press back up. Retuck your toes if they're not, and then shift the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, heels up high. Bend the knees, look forward. Walk or float, feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Notice my feet are hip distance apart. I've been doing that since the beginning of my pregnancy, once it was confirmed. So keep your feet hip distance apart if that feels good. And as you get further along, a wider stance might even feel better. You can also use your blocks here for a little bit of added extension. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, fold it back in. Bend the knees a little deeper. You're going to take your block and spin it right into front of your right foot. Keep your right knee bending. Extend your left arm up to the sky and your left leg might straighten a little more. Big breath in. And exhale it out. Reverse that party around. So left hand will come onto your block. Bend the knee a little deeper. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Big breath in. You want to keep equal weight in both your feet. So there's a bit of a hinge into the left knee, but you still want to press down with your right heel. And exhale, release that down. Good. Take an inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, fold it back in. Let's bend the knees a little deeper. Interlace those hands behind your low back. Start to straighten up through the legs, but again, we're going to keep that whisper of a bend behind the knees. Arms can roll up and over. Listen to your body here. If the arms want to stay more bent, you can take that variation. But let the head softly shake out. Release your hands back down. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, fold. Press through the heels. Let's roll and draw it all the way up, vertebra by vertebra, nurturing that spine up to standing position. And then just let yourself get loose here for a second. Kind of shake everything out. We've made our way to stand. Bring your hands into your heart center. Reground yourself. Feel your feet so supported by the earth beneath you. And soften your gaze. Feel your knees and your quadriceps engage. Draw your belly up and in, and there's a slight just drawing under of the tailbone. Feel your inner arches lift in your feet. As you take your next inhale, feel your heart lift. And press against your thumbs, let your shoulders roll down your back. Blink your eyes open, swing the arms all the way up. Big breath. Exhale, gold post your arms, release that thoracic spine. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Beautiful. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to fold it back in. We're going to step our left foot way back into a low lunge. I want you to keep your block nearby. If you feel like there's not enough space for your belly to be in a runner's lunge, great position here is to grab onto your blocks and put them running along the sides, each of your foot here. Just elevates the chest even more and gives you a little bit more space for the belly here. And any level is great, so get creative, whatever feels good. One more breath here. And I want you to take your right knee and kind of hug it outward into your right elbow, so you're really close here, firing up through your adductor muscles. Breathe into that. And it's getting a little juicy, so feel the fire that's sort of building, the tapas. Breathe into it. We're going to release that left knee gently down to the floor. Use your arms as support to press up to Anjaneyasana. Supported, we'll start here on the knee. If that feels okay, sweep the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, goal post your arms. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, fingertips down to the floor. Good. You're going to keep your left hand down. Swing your right arm up to the sky, and notice I've toe-heeled my right foot to the outer edge of the mat again. You want to get a little more intense here. Retuck your back toes. Glide that left knee off the floor. Keep anchoring your right hip down while you're rotating the heart open. Big breath. Beautiful. Both hands come back down. I'm going to bring them to the inside and then take a rock step forward. Left foot meets the right outside the foot, or outside the hand rather. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Press through the heels, reach to rise. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Right foot steps way back into that low lunge. Again, I'm going to grab onto my blocks to create a little more extension and space. Hips are nice and square. So right now we're in our runner's lunge. One hand is on each side of the heel. Left hand is snuggled in pretty close to that left ankle. And we're going to fire up by literally pressing your knee towards that inner elbow. Really feeling that ignite down your left outer hip. Breathe in. Keep the heart forward, the collarbones wide. Exhale, release that right knee down to the floor. Press your palms up to the top of that left knee for support. If that feels good, sweep the arms all the way up to Anjaneyasana. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Also sort of known as a modified crescent pose. Breath in, goalpost those arms on your exhale. Cactus the arms out to the side. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, both hands are going to come down to the inside now. You can move your blocks to the inside if you wish. Right hand stays down outside the foot. There's lots of space here between my hand and the ankle. Left arm opens up towards the sky. So you're in a subtle twist. And if you're feeling like this is where you want to stay right here. You want a little more intensity, fly your right knee up off the floor. Really pressing strong through the legs, anchoring your left hip down. Breathe in. Left hand comes down inside the left foot. Rock step it forward, right foot outside the hands. Inhale to lift your heart and lengthen. Exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, press through the heels, reach to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sit deep and reach high, Utkatasana chair pose. And again, depending on how farther along you are in your pregnancy, you might stay up a little higher. You might sit a little deeper. Find the range of motion that feels challenging but not overworking yourself. We're hanging out here in our chair pose. One more breath in. Good. We're just going to start to roll to the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up high. If you feel like you need more support here, just keep your heels on the floor. We got this for 3. Last 2. So strong. Release the heels, straighten the legs, press up tall. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Beautiful. Right foot is going to step way back into a warrior 1. So big step back, reach the arms up. Just gently melting into your warrior 1 posture. So we're in a heel to heel alignment. Left hip is drawing back, right hip is forward. Continue to sweep those arms up. Good, and then we're going to cactus the arms out to the side here, and then come into a half eagle wrap, Garudasana arms. Right arm will go on top, left arm will go under. And then right from here in our warrior 1, we're going to dip those elbows down towards the inner thigh. And inhale right back up. Maybe even extending the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold into it. Lots of space for your belly here. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale as we come through neutral, unravel the arms and rotate into warrior 2. Left hip is opening the left knee over that pinky toe side edge of your foot. Powerful gaze, powerful breath. Sinking as deep into that lunge as you want. If you're feeling a little fatigued, you can always bring your hands to your hips. You can come up a little higher in your warrior 2. Always looking for those little modifications to cater this just for you today. One more breath here. Let it feel easy and simple. Flip your front palm up. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. And exhale back through warrior 2. Elbow to your thigh. Top arm up high. Start in that modified side angle. And if it feels okay, rotate that top arm up and over your ear. Really strong through your back leg. Pressing through your front heel. Option is yours. This is a little intense. It might be too much for the obliques if you're further along in your pregnancy. Slide your left arm out, both arms reaching, One steady breath here. Reach both arms up, straighten through that front leg. Split your arms and drop back into warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale. And exhale, warrior two. Bring those hands to your hips. We're gonna rotate onto your toes into a crescent lunge and take a big step up back to the front edge of your mat. Gorgeous. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Coming into our left side, left foot steps way back into a warrior one. Reach the arms up. Left hip continues to draw back as the right hip works its way forward. Cactus those arms out to the side. Good, and then bring your right arm under, left arm on top for that eagle wrap again. Let the shoulders stay down your back and start to curl and round as you dip the elbows towards the inside of the thigh. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Exhale, dip the elbows into the thigh. Bring it all the way back up. As you unravel the arms, come into your warrior two, right side. Again, right hip, opening that right knee over the pinky toe side edge. Strong and steady, powerful gaze. And letting each inhale and exhale feel more and more effortless and just like a rhythm that's happening as you dance through your flow. Flip your front palm up, reverse your warrior. Inhale, deep side body stretch. Keep that nice alignment with your rib cage facing the side wall. Exhale back through your warrior two. Bring your right elbow to your thigh, top arm up high for a modified side angle. Either stay here or rotate the top arm up and over the ear for more space, reaching, lengthening all the way down that rib cage to that left heel. Now we've been here through a minute, and if it feels a little too intense, just stay right here. You want a little more juice? Slide that bottom arm out, both arms reach like you're holding a beach ball towards the wall in front of you. Straighten through both legs, bring both arms up. Inhale. Split the arms, exhale, back drop into that warrior two. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, reach up. And exhale, warrior two. Bring your hands to your waist. Rotate onto your back toes for that crescent lunge. Big step up to come up to the front edge of your mat. Beautiful. Just keep your hands on your hips. Give your hips a little sway out right here. Just working through some of those warriors, which do definitely add a lot of intensity. So you want to be mindful and maybe just give a little swirl with the hips. Nothing wrong with a little dance break. Come right back up through center. Sweep the arms up, reach tall. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to step our right foot back again, this time right into your warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Take your back arm, wrap it around to your hip crease. Flip your front palm up, reverse your warrior. Keep the shoulders nice and open. And if you're really far along in your pregnancy and holding your belly might serve you better, you can take that variation. And bring your arms back through your warrior two. Left hand is going to come down inside the left foot. I'm going to encourage you to find a block for extended side angle. Top arm up and over the ear if that's okay. Really strong here. Still feeling that buoyancy, that lifting away from the floor as you sink into your hips. Left hip scissoring back towards the right. From here, bring yourself all the way back up to warrior two. Straighten through both legs. Inhale. Give that front leg a little breather. Exhale back into your warrior two. Use your blocks here. I want you to set them up outside your foot, just in front of your left pinky toes. Bring your right hand to your right hip. We're going to step this up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Let the support of the block be so prominent for you. If this feels like this is too much, we did this on our knee earlier. This is a great sort of prep for it. You're welcome to just stay back, foot on the floor, and come into triangle pose, which we're going to head there next. So, option to bring that right arm up to the sky. If you want to get a little lighter into your fingertips, you can. Feel the expansive breath through all 4 points of your body. Slowly, mindfully, right hand back to your hip. Bring your block with you. Step it back into triangle, Trikonasana. Left hand down on the block. I like it to be outside to continue to really open up through the chest. Left foot is pressing into that big toe mound for that little whisper of a bend. Reach the arm up, big expansive breath. Belly stays in strong. Just enjoy that for a few breaths. Beautiful. Bring your hand back to your waist. You're going to rotate yourself forward. Use your block for help. Just step it forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold it back in. Press through the heels, reach to rise up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Step it way back right into your warrior two, left side. Left foot goes back. Drop into that warrior two. Powerful breath, steady gaze. Wrap your back arm around to your hip crease or your back. Flip your front palm up. Inhale to your reverse warrior. Exhale back through your warrior two. Right arm comes down inside. Grab onto your block again. Left arm up to the sky. And then option to rotate it up and over the ear for side angle. Press back up through your warrior two, straighten through the legs, bring the arms up for a tap, inhale, giving that front leg a little break again, and then exhale back into your warrior two. Take that block, shift it just outside the front pinky toe, about a foot in front, big step up, shifting the weight into your front foot. Left leg rises, opening up your chest, and if you're really brave and you want to dance your gaze towards the side wall, you can play with that. If you want to get light, so light in your fingertips that they might hover off the block, you can challenge yourself that way. Remember listening to your body every step of the way, really noticing the difference between challenging yourself or pushing yourself past your edge. Beautiful. Take it back to triangle pose. Step it way back. Shift your block with you outside the front foot. Left arm reaches up to expand. Little pressure into your front big toe mound to achieve that soft whisper of a bend. Feel the right hip drawing back. Breathe. Right here, we're just allowing for a lot of space to create down your right side body as much as your left side. Where often if that hand goes all the way to the floor, there's a bit of a collapse there. So while we're pregnant, it's a little more important. We want to think of less collapse and more space. Good. From here, just come back into our warrior two. Good. And we're just going to push and step it forward. Use the blocks for support. Let yourself just forward fold all the way down here. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. Fingertips press towards the floor. You're going to take your right ankle and cross it softly behind your left. Naturally, your right knee is going to pop forward a little bit. That's what we want. Pinky toe to pinky toe, as much as you can find. If you need some extra length here, use the blocks. And then we're going to walk our blocks over towards the right and feel your hip press. I did the wrong way. Go to the left, feel your hip press to the right. Feel that all running down your outer hip. Good, and then come right back through center with the blocks. Use the blocks for support. You're going to glide your right leg straight up behind you for an assisted warrior three. You can come light into the fingertips again. But just like we were when we were on our knee in hunting dog, we now have a square hip. Pressing through that heel, heart lengthening forward. So there's all kinds of space down our spine and lots of space for our growing belly. Right from here, you're going to challenge yourself to sort of bend the knee in towards the chest. Rise up, bringing that knee into a one-legged standing motion. I'm shaking, so if you're with me, we're on it. Left leg lifted up for a standing mountain, one-legged. And then gently release that back to the floor. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, space between the feet, drop it forward. So now we're gonna take that right foot, cross it behind your left. Feel like you're almost pinky toe to pinky toe, and your left knee, the front leg, is gonna have a little bit of a soft bend in it. Breathe into this. And then you're gently just gonna take your blocks and walk your hands over to the left and feel your right hip pull away. And then walk your blocks or your hands back towards that forward fold. Now ground down with your left foot. Let your right leg glide straight up behind you. And now you're in your assisted warrior 3. I'm a big fan of using the blocks here. If you want to get lighter in the fingertips, that's great. Breathe into this. So we just have lots of space for the belly, building that strength through our supporting leg, and the hips are so nice and square. Not unlike what we felt when we were in our hunting dog on the floor, kicking that heel towards the back wall. Now challenging yourself, add a little bobbly bend in your left supporting leg. Start to rise up as you reach the arms, bring that knee through to a standing single-legged mountain pose. Right knee is up towards the chest. We're balancing here, and as you see, if you catch a little breeze along the way, you just make do and climb right back in. Take that right foot and set it next to the left. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach tall. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Inhale to lift your heart. And exhale, fold it back in. And now we'll take our left foot, cross it behind the right. Pinky toe to pinky toe almost again. Right knee, that front knee has a little bit of a bend in it. And then take your blocks and walk them over to the right. Feel your left hip pull away. Big inhale and exhale there. Walk the hands back to that forward fold. Ground down with your right foot. Let your left leg float up behind you to that assisted warrior 3. Hips are square, maybe lighter into the fingertips. And really notice where your gaze is too. I like to keep my gaze out just beyond the edge of my mat, about 4 or 5 feet in front of me, to keep that neck in line with your spine, so you're not crunching into your cervical spine there on your neck by jutting your chin up, but you're also not crunching it down. So nice and long in line with your spine. Put that little bobbly bend in your right knee again. Start to rise up, bring that knee towards your chest. Have a little giggle at yourself, humbling when you have to wobble out of something. Bring that left knee up, hold it for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Release that foot, hip distance apart, hands to your heart center. Then release your hands by your side. Standing Mountain Tadasana. Take a full breath in and sigh out through the mouth. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach tall. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, fold it back in. Walk yourself back. Let's take it to a high plank pose for a few breaths. Powerful, strong, and steady core again. Heels lengthen you back, heart forward. If this is too much, again, just release your knees to the floor. Right from here, we're going to take 3 chaturanga push-ups with or without your knees. Lower halfway and press it up. Lower halfway and press it up. I'm going to do the last one with my knees. Lower halfway and press it up. Shift your sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend into the knee. Crank that hip open. Take a moment there, just enjoy that hip stretch. Straighten the leg back out, in breath. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee to the right tricep. If this is too much, release your left knee to the floor. Inhale, kick it up and back. And now gently bring your right knee down to the floor, right beneath your right hip. Crawl your left foot forward outside the left pinky. Bring your hands onto your blocks. Now we're in a little bit of that lizard posture. So you might even walk your right knee back a little bit. Make sure the left knee is on top of the left ankle. We're not hinging over the toes. Heart forward, breathe in and sink into those hips. And then gently just start to walk your tailbone back so the front leg becomes straight. Flex into that. Breathe. And then walk it gently back forward. You're going to take that left foot, toe heel it towards the side wall. Keep your right hand down right underneath your shoulder, and now peel your left arm up towards the sky. So a bit of a hip opener here. Exhale, release your left hand down. Keep working that left toe all the way back to now you're in all fours again. Take your hands off the blocks for a breath. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, crawl back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg up to rise. Gently bend the heel towards your sit bone. Crank the knee open towards the ceiling. Again, be mindful not to overstretch anything. Listen to your body. Straighten the leg back out, pressing through that heel. Hips are square. Exhale, shift forward, left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, stretch it up and back. Exhale, left knee comes down to the floor right beneath your left hip. Walk your right toes forward outside your right pinky. Walk your hands up to your blocks. Hinge forward, and again, you might use your left knee as a helper to walk back a little bit. Heart forward here, breathe in. Nice deep lizard posture, sinking into your hips, creating a lot of space. One more breath in. And then gently keep your left hand down. Peel your right arm up to the sky. Open up for the chest here. And then right hand comes back down. You're going to walk your tailbone back, flex through the front toe. Feel that leg get straight. And just breathe in. Chest can melt. Walk it back forward onto your blocks. Start to toe heel your right towards the side wall, right up from your hip. And now left hand down, right arm up to the sky again. Press through that heel. Nice big opening for the belly and the chest. Right hand comes down. Bring your hands to the floor and then toe heel that right foot all the way back to all fours. Take a little swagger in your hips side to side. Beautiful. Right from here, we're going to come into camel posture. Option to tuck your toes. Lift all the way up. Work your hands around to the small of your back, supporting your low back. Your heels can stay nice and popped. If you feel like there is the ability to reach back for your heels, I have really long arms, so it's an advantage. So if you're like me, and it feels like it's not too much to drive the heart up, you can stay here. If it feels good and you want to reach all the way back for the tops of those heels, continue to open up for your heart and maybe even a release of the head for a breath. Bring the gaze back up. Walk your hands back to your low back for support. Bring the hands back down to the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Bend the knees. Walk or float, feet up to your hands, hip distance apart. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to fold. Press through the heels, reach to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to take the hands out into cactus arms. Start to drop the sit bones down like we do for chair. Ground down with your right foot. Lift your left knee up and cross it tightly over the right thigh for Garudasana legs, eagle wrap. Notice that I have my toe as a little kickstand. This posture has felt pretty unsteady for me since I've gotten pregnant. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to use my toe as a kickstand, but your option is to let it hover and also wrap it all the way around. And now take your right arm on top, left arm under to find that full eagle wrap. Breathe into it here. Last 2 breaths. Beautiful. Press down with the heel. Rise up as you unravel the arms. Reach up to the sky. Hook your thumbs and feel the thumbs press away from each other. So there's a little pull. Beautiful. Bring those arms right back into the cactus arms. Drop your sit bones down. Ground down with your left foot. Rooted, lift the right knee up. Cross it tightly over, locking at those thighs. And then this side feels better for some reason, but I'm going to go ahead and use the kickstand again. So toe can be down. You can let it dangle out to the side, or you can go all the way for that wrap. And now right arm under, left arm on top. Full eagle wrap. Few breaths. Noticing as the tension and the challenge rises, where your mind goes. See if you can bring it right back to that peaceful state. Not unlike the work that we're going to need to do when we're pushing through labor. So if we just think of those contractions and things that are about 60 seconds long, know that they're going to end, and we can breathe through it with strength and with courage. Unravel the legs, unravel the arms. Hook the thumbs again the opposite way. Feel that little pull across, releasing the shoulders. Exhale, full dive forward all the way down. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to fold it back in. We're going to lift the heart again. Open up the toes as wide as the mat and drop down into Malasana, deep yogi squat. So I'm going to start with the elbows and the knees resisting in towards each other, the heart rolling down the back. If you need to modify this, grab onto your block, place it tall ways or long ways, whatever feels good, underneath your sit bones, and give yourself that resting point that you might need at this juncture of the practice. Breathe into it. And I want you to sit here, whether you're on the block or not, and as strong as we work to build that pelvic floor strength, we also want to really learn how to release it. So imagine that we're in that hospital, ready to give birth to our baby. Although we have this ability to strengthen through all these different exercises, we also need to learn how to really let go and allow the pelvic floor to just feel relaxed and soft. And so that we visualize this beautiful, easy birthing process. One more full breath in, full breath out. Good. From here, just gently rock forward onto the hands. Straighten up through the legs as much as that will allow. You can use the blocks again. Give your hips a little wobble, little shake out side to side. And then gently walk yourself back into downward facing dog. Breathe into here. And before we come into single pigeon, I want you to walk your hands back to your feet, grab onto your bolster, or even a few towels would be great. Actually, I'm going to use a few towels. That will be a little lower to the ground. So put that right in front where your thigh is going to go. So you're going to walk your hands back out. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale as you bring your right knee forward outside your right hip. Let your left thigh rest onto that block or to the towels or bolster, whatever is working for you. So there's a little bit more space underneath your right hip, and there's certainly plenty of space for your belly here. Lift your heart up, big breath in. Let your hips just naturally start to sink to the floor. And then option is yours if you want to grab onto your blocks. You can rest your forearms onto your blocks, maybe let the belly drop down in between your thigh and the floor and the blocks, and just breathe here for a few breaths. Single pigeon for me is just an overall really great stretch through the entire back body, through the hips, through the spine. Everything just feels nice and soft and relaxed here. And then gently start to press yourself back up. From here, if you're able to come into a mermaid posture, we have a nice little bit of elevation here. If you want even more, you can put a block underneath your right glute now. And now start to curl your left heel in towards your sit bone. Left arm, same arm will circle back to find the top of that foot. You can hook it all the way into the elbow crease if that makes sense for you. If it doesn't, just hang on to the foot and getting into that quad stretch here. And if you want to get a little sassy with it, you can reach your right arm up and maybe hook it all the way back. Notice I have complete support here through the hip with the block and the towels. Release that all nice and easy. Hands to the floor. Slide your right foot up and back. If it feels a little sticky, just give yourself a pedal out. And then coming into that left side, inhale, left leg to rise. Bring that through outside the left hip and knee. Your towels are already stacked up for you there for that right thigh. Lift your heart up, inhale. And then exhale, whatever feels good here as you melt onto your blocks again. Letting whatever variation just feels nice and comfortable for the belly. Working our way down to the home stretch again. Letting each inhale and exhale keep you connected to your body, your baby. And letting it just feel so simple and peaceful in your mind. And then gently press down with the palms to lift up. And again, I'm going to lift my sit bones a little bit more to create more space. Slide that block underneath my left glute. Work my right heel in towards my sit bone. Right arm, same arm circles back to find that foot. And if it's really sticky, again, just keep the foot out nice and wide with that arm extended. If you know that you can kind of bend it in and get a deeper quad stretch, you can take that. Hook it into your elbow crease maybe. Maybe left arm comes up and hooks all the way back. Letting this be your own. Letting go of anything that you think it's supposed to look like and let it be what it is. Release that gently out. Retuck your toes. Glide that left leg up and back through your down dog. One more time. Pedal the feet out. And then gently bring yourself down to all fours. You're going to swing the legs around. Bring yourself into seated. And I would like you to keep the sit bones elevated so you can plop right onto your towels or your bolster. And keep the legs out in front. Little bit of a wide stance. Reach both arms up. Inhale. And exhale. Just reach the heart forward. There's a little bit of a tilt through your pelvis. And then gently let the hands fall where they fall. Few breaths right here. Making sure there's plenty of space for the belly. And this is probably one that as you get further along is going to get a lot more uncomfortable. So just know that you can stay up higher. Creating more space. And then gently roll up from that. Bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out nice and heavy. We have even more space with our hips elevated above our knees. Lift the heart up nice and high. And exhale here. One more deep breath in. And then maybe just work your way forward. The elbows are heavy onto the knees. And really keep that length through your spine with your heart moving forward rather than rounding and getting all into the shoulders up into the ears. Keep that length. And bring yourself up from this. Stretch those legs out nice and long again. I'm going to move you off of your bolster or your carpet there and then bring in a little bit more power, so a higher level for you. We're going to work our way down onto our backs, but onto the bolster. So you want to feel supported like you're at an incline, at least from your mid back up to your shoulder blades. And then one leg at a time. Happy baby for me has personally gotten a little bit compressed, so I'm just going to take one leg at a time, rotate that right hand to the outer edge of your right heel, flip that heel up towards the ceiling, and then pull that right knee towards your right rib cage. Option to let your left knee just flop out in sort of a half Baddha Konasana. And just breathe in here and breathe out. And then release that right foot down, nice and easy. Reverse that out. Left hand to the outer edge of the left heel. Rotate that elbow to the inside of the leg. Pull the heel towards the ceiling and the knee towards the rib cage, and then let it feel soft. Option again for the right knee to just gently fall out in that half Baddha Konasana. Allowing yourself to stay connected to the breath. Inviting in that sense of ease and joy. And gently release both soles of the feet down to the floor. So we're in a full Baddha Konasana now. The rib cage feels nice and supported for the bolster beneath you. The hands, slide one hand to your belly and one hand up to your heart. And just breathe in these last few breaths as you lay here, supported by your bolster, supported by the earth beneath you. Trust that everything that you have, the strength, the power, the integrity, the courage is all right here within you. As you continue through your pregnancy, to stay so mindful and connected to your breath and your growing baby inside. And then gently use your hands to help bring the knees together. And right from here, we're going to separate the feet hip distance apart. And one more, just few little tiny lifts. We're going to use the block for support. So lift your hips up like you would for bridge pose. And now slide the block underneath your sacrum. Should be kind of right at the top of where your bum crack is. And that little flat part is your sacrum. Let your low back just release onto the block for a few breaths here. If this feels great, stay right here. If you want to add just a little more restorative posture to this, you're going to take one leg up at a time. Heels up above your hips. You have the support of your arms running along your side body. Your back is nice and elevated with the bolster. And I don't know about you, but I could just fall asleep here. This is also a really beautiful place to do this, is to snug your buns up against a wall, place a block or a bolster underneath your sit bones, and you can let your legs actually relax onto the wall. A few rounds of breath right here. So we are again just dipping our body into our Savasana. And take a moment here. I'm a big fan of visualizing. So if there's a beautiful visual that you can create for yourself with your labor, with holding your new baby in your arms, whatever that might be, something that can connect you to your pregnancy, just let that happen right now in this restorative posture. And slowly let one leg come back down to the floor at a time. We're going to lift our hips to slide that block gently off to the side, slowly letting the tailbone release back to the floor. And nice and easy, one leg at a time, stretching back out onto the floor. Take one more full breath in through the nose and side out through the mouth. Let everything feel so soft and relaxed to the floor. Honor yourself fully with compassion and gratitude. Let it wash over you and your baby. Notice if there's anything at all that feels like it's holding on to tension or a feeling that's no longer serving you. And let it just drift right out through the toes and the fingertips. Let your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your ears, everything soften. Coming into a well-deserved Savasana. And slowly, staying so peaceful, just bring a little awareness back into some movement through the fingers and the toes. Deepen the breath to just feel that awareness, that mindful sense of your breath come back into your body. And walk the heels gently up towards your sit bones. And while you're pregnant, just drift over onto your left side for that fetal position. Rolling onto your arms as a pillow or your bolster, feeling supported by that. A moment to pause here to just really thank yourself for showing up and thanking your baby. Using your palms to press down, to sit up. Bring yourself back into a seated posture, keeping the eyes closed. Bring your hands onto your tummy. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Bring your hands up to your heart. Breathe in and sigh it out. Take a moment just to breathe into your body again as you bow your head with gratitude and thanks. Thanking yourself for this commitment to your practice and allowing yourself to move safely and mindfully through a prenatal flow that's only going to serve you and your growing baby well. You guys were amazing. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege. Namaste.